Number one, process and engagement. Did the plan have the benefit of adequate outreach and community engagement? The answer is yes. Crafted over 3 years, both the plan and implementation framework have been massaged, kneaded, and baked by so many cooks from a wide variety of perspectives. New groups have contributed to significant improvements in the plan, including the Coalition of Arlingtonians for Responsible Development, or CARD, and Mi Voz Cuenta. They both deserve our thanks and respect. Number two, cost. How does the plan recognize the very practical question of funding? The plan now states on the very first page, quote, "The plan does not commit the county to any immediate or future expenditures," unquote. As we do every year in the context of our operating budget and with an eye towards capital needs as well, we will make decisions on what we can afford. And frankly, given our skyrocketing school enrollment growth, increasing demands on our parks and open space, as well as on our public safety needs, we may need to reassess how and how much we spend on affordable housing programs and everything else. We must recognize also that our local economy has fundamentally changed. The revenue balance between the commercial and residential sectors is shifting, and we need to account for it. Number three, concentration and its flip side, distribution. Does the plan do enough to help deconcentrate poverty and promote mixed-income neighborhoods, especially on the west end of the Pike? Does it do enough to foster a wider distribution of housing affordability across all of Arlington, north, south, east, and west? Well, no, it doesn't. But it does do a lot more than any other previous county effort, when, too often, the easy approach of piling unit upon unit where land is the cheapest and volume, not stronger, more diverse neighborhoods, was the immediate goal. Further concentration of assisted housing in certain neighborhoods does not foster the economic and demographic diversity that we all prize. It inhibits it. It makes educational challenges in our public schools more severe, though for different reasons. Number four, our seniors. Are we helping them to age in place? The plan recognizes the unique challenges faced by our seniors who have helped make Arlington the wonderful community it is today. We are calling for another look at the efficacy of our real estate tax relief program, which assists seniors of limited income and assets via property tax deferral or exemption. Number five, economic competitiveness. How does this plan help? Here, I would note that we have strong letters of support from both the Arlington Economic Development Commission and our local Chamber of Commerce. County employers value the importance of nearby affordable housing for their employees. And number six, finally, are we doing what we must do to help Arlingtonians first and to ensure compliance with all laws by affordable housing beneficiaries, program providers, and landlords? Here, too, the answer is yes, through recognition of a preference for Arlington residents, rigorous enforcement of all program eligibility requirements, and strict compliance with Arlington codes relating to occupancy, health, safety, sanitation, and building codes, including standards related to structural modifications. The plan and implementation framework do fall short in several important respects. I know I don't have the votes for it here today, and in fact, we have fought this battle before, so I won't relitigate it. But in my view, Objective 3.5.2 in the section called Regarding County Plans and Policies that states that, quote, "The County Board does not support the placement of stand-alone affordable housing in officially designated parks or existing areas," is not constraining enough. I would strike stand-alone affordable, quote, as a modifier of housing. I am not prepared to countenance housing, whether affordable or not, in our officially designated parks. Yet this holds open the door to housing connected to or on top of a community or recreation center in a park, adding 24/7 stress and activity. I also do not believe it is wise to examine the inclusion of affordable housing requirements in the commercial nodes along Columbia Pike, as the plan recommends. Commercial redevelopment along the Pike is accelerating. It's great to see. Chipotle, Starbucks, these are national chains, and we can kind of poo-poo their arrival, but when they come into a neighborhood, they've done the demographic research and looked to the future to determine that they are going to be able to survive. But I would submit that the commercial redevelopment along the Pike is still fragile, and unfortunately, it's increasingly scarce as we move west. Still, the plan is a net positive and an important blueprint for our collective future. I plan to vote yes.
Thank you, Mr. Vihstadt. Ms. Garvey?